what point does it become safe to circle back to the formerly red-hot, now somewhat cold tech stocks that came public this year? Take PagerDuty, and that's symbol PD for you home gamers. It's an enterprise software company that helps its clients monitor their online presence so they can spot problems like outages and then fix them before you find them. When PagerDuty had its IPO in April, the stock's priced at 24, surged to 38, and changed by the end of the first day. Mid-June, nearly $60 stock, and those are explosive gains. But then the whole cohort went out of style, and PagerDuty stock got particularly hammered, losing more than half its value. It's now back to 26. Although, remember, it was at $21 just 5 days ago. Could it be worth owning here? Let's take a closer look with Jennifer Tejada. She is the chairperson CEO of PagerDuty. Learn more about the company's prospects and where it's going. Oh, Jennifer, how are you?
Hi, I'm
good to see you.
Great to see you, Jim. Thanks
First
for having
time
me.
on. First
timer.
You have the floor, because I think some people say we make a joke about it, but PagerDuty, what exactly do they do?
Well, PagerDuty is a digital operations management company. That means that we provide a software-as-a-service platform that helps developers and modern workers manage all the complexity that sits behind your favorite apps. So say, for instance, you get up in the morning and you go for a run and you download your favorite playlist and it doesn't work. And then you're on the way into the office and you've opened up your app to order a coffee, and as you go to pay for it, you get the spinning wheel of death.
Well, we hate these things.
We hate these things.
And we also hate the people whose companies they represent.
Well, I wouldn't go. I don't hate anybody. I'm kind of a nice person, but what I would say is, when it all goes wrong, the customers leave. They'll X out your app, they'll delete your app, and they won't come back. And you spend a lot of money to get them there. And the typical retailer can lose up to $500,000 a minute when this is happening. So these challenges are time sensitive. They're mission critical, and there's a lot of complexity, whether it's cloud or on-prem or applications that sits behind them. And it's almost impossible for the human beings responsible for that technology to have visibility, to understand the dependencies between these technologies, to identify the issues and fix them before, to your point, the consumer feels the pain.
Your background's a little different from most people in technology. You worked at Procter & Gamble for a long time.
I did.
I'm used to people who are sitting there they have the Stanford double-double, and they tell me that they know everything and that I know nothing. I think it's interesting to be sitting opposite someone who works in what I regard as a consumer-friendly company. Has it helped you at PagerDuty?
It has absolutely helped me to come to PagerDuty with a classic marketing and consumer background, because part of my job is to explain how very complex technology works for the end customer.
Well, this is that dumb it down like your first job.
Exactly, and articulate that value proposition. And I didn't double-double at Harvard or Stanford. I went to the greatest university in the world, the University of Michigan.
I hadn't thought of it like that. I thought, no, I have a lot of buddies. Well, okay, so at that background, plus, when I check into, say, Carnival Cruise, good customer, American Eagle, great customer. These are companies that I felt you understand their complexities. You understand what they need. The American Eagle video, I think, explains a lot. Tell me what you do for them.
Thank you. So American Eagle is coming up on one of the busiest seasons of the year, the holiday season, and they want to make sure that when a consumer comes to their app, their website, in store, that they have a perfect experience every time, that they really shorten that distance between an idea or a need and an outcome, like a terrific shirt or a blouse to wear to your next party, or a suit or whatever, the great pair of jeans. And when that doesn't come together very well, that complexity, PagerDuty sits behind it and helps the engineering community, customer support, even the security teams work together in a virtual way where we're orchestrating and automating some of that work, so that American Eagle not only responds really effectively to incidents when they happen, because events happen, but also prevent them from happening again by using the power of machine learning and 10 years of data that sits in our platform that starts to help American Eagle become more and more proactive and predictive.
Now, how about you talk about being the central nervous system of things, and you also talk about, and I've talked with you before, time wasting. That I have a lot. I get alerts constantly. I'm constantly trying to figure out what to do with. There are probably 2.5 hours of my day that I'm not in control, that I'd like back. Can PagerDuty help me?
Totally. So now time is the most valuable currency from my perspective. And yet everybody's notifying you of something. And so that's just noise coming at you. You need an intelligent solution that can consume all those software signals, correlate them, make sense out of them, and then route the most important insight, an actionable insight, in the moment that you need it the most.
Okay, but how does it know? I mean, look, I'm an Eagles fan. I'm an Eagles fan. How does it know that that's not important?
So great example. Let's say you're trying to buy tickets for the Super Bowl because you want to see the Eagles take down the Lombardi Trophy for the first time in a while. And these are going to be hotly contested tickets, right? They're going to be high in demand. And when the tickets become available, you're going to go online. And what's happening is there's a ton of surge of traffic across all of the platforms that support ticket sales for the NFL and for the team and for StubHub and some of the other ticketing customers that we work with. And what happens there, something breaks, and you are in the middle of that process, and you're trying to get that ticket because there's 2 seats left that you and your wife want to sit in, and suddenly it all goes to, you know, to the wrong way for you. And what's happening behind the scenes is the developers and employees are getting those signals, and they're the small cross-functional team of 4 or 6 people instead of 100 people running around in chaos trying to figure out what's happening. They're coming together and working the technology problem in the back end so that by the time you go through the virtual shopping cart, it's fixed on your end. You shouldn't even feel it. You should never see a notification.
Well, I love the fact
that gets fixed.
Right, because you try to say you want to disappear. Yes. You're not trying to be seen, which I think makes so much sense.
We're the magic that sits behind teams who are working really hard to deliver your perfect experience, but the systems that support that experience often behave in ways that are outside of their control.
When people Google you and your company and competitors, they come up with a long list of companies. Every time I talk with you or check, they're not competitors. They are colleagues.
Yes.
So you have created a worldview of many different partners. Is that your personality? Because I don't know whether PagerDuty was a little bit more alone before you got there.
Well, we think of ourselves as sitting at the center of the ecosystem, a really important ecosystem that supports modern work, which is most employees expect that all tools and platforms should work seamlessly together. Regardless of if they're a little bit competitive, a lot competitive, they don't care about where we stand with one another. They just want, if you're working in PagerDuty and you're also working in Slack and your customer support teams are working in Zendesk and you're using Okta to log in.
All our faves.
And by the way, they're PagerDuty customers too.
Every one of them, I know. I'll ask about you.
As this is happening, like you want to create that seamless experience. And so there's a huge amount of effort that goes into 350 out-of-the-box integrations that make the future of work come together across these.
Well, can I just deal with PagerDuty, not to deal with all these different companies, and you set it up for me?
We can help you with that.
Well, I've got to tell you, everybody speaks so highly of your company, and they're all people who I know have to work with you in order to make it so that when clowns like me go to a site, it works despite how stupid and unintelligent I am about technology. And
this is important for some of the most important brands in the world. 37% of the Fortune 100, some of the most revered enterprises from IBM to GE to the likes of Home Depot, and also some of the cool brands like Net-a-Porter or Instacart or Good Eggs, who delivers my farm-to-table, breakfast in the morning.
You've made this company really come alive, and I want to congratulate you. And I just thought, I didn't really understand why I was cut in half, but it's already up $5 since we saw each other last.
I'm trying.
That's true. That's Jennifer Tejada. She's the CEO and chairperson of PagerDuty, and that's PD, Paul Door, okay? Because I think the stock at $26.65. They have money's back in good. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.